As Jeremy Weisner looked out the window of the train at the shifting landscape, he was surprised to see the sun suddenly go out. He looked at the windows of the other passengers around him, through which he could still see the distant hills and daylight, but his own window was now only letting in a dim, blunt sienna light reflected off a thick glowing fog that made it impossible to see further than 20 meters from the train. "Excuse me," he said to a passing attendant. She immediately noticed the problem and appeared equally as puzzled as Jeremy.
"That's not supposed to happen,"
she said.
"The screen's broken,"
said a young man across the aisle wearing an oversized hoodie.
"I'll have to inform the conductor. I am so sorry for the inconvenience, sir."
It's no inconvenience. It truly wasn't. Jeremy had never seen anything so fascinating.
"In the meantime, I'm gonna have to close your blinds, so as not to alarm the other passengers."
She leaned over Jeremy and drew down the blinds, extinguishing the strange glow. Jeremy waited until she had left the cabin before drawing the blinds back up a smidge to peek outside again.
"You've never seen it before, have you?"
It was the hoodie guy again. No? Have you?
"Yeah. The screens in my apartment building have similar issues."
Now I kinda wish mine did. It's very beautiful. But he smiled at this.
"Not always. You could see some pretty messed up stuff out there."
Do you know what causes it? Why it looks like that?
"I told you.
Hoodie leaned towards him.
It's broken."
Jeremy had never seen a screen break like this. Normally, if there was a problem, it would display an error code or simply shut down.
"What do you suppose is on the other side of the screen?"
The hoodie asked him. Jeremy shrugged. Circuits, I guess? Hoodie shook his head and crossed the aisle to sit beside Jeremy. He was leaning closer now, almost whispering.
"Beyond that?"
Jeremy had let the blind slide all the way up now. The fog appeared to warp and swirl, giving it an animated, ghost-like quality. He pressed his fingernail into the screen to distort the pixels, but they didn't. Outside?
"What's outside?"
Hoodie asked. Jeremy was hardly listening. The train had begun to slow to a stop, and he thought he could see something moving.
"You're going to see something today that no one's seen in a very long time."
The train stopped, and the figure Jeremy saw had just moved out of his view, but he was sure that...
"Sir, please keep your blinds shut. You're disturbing the other passengers."
The attendant brought him back into reality. Hoodie had gone. Sorry," he said, drawing them shut. Somehow, the burnt sienna glow persisted. Jeremy looked around at the windows of the passengers. The whole cabin was now flooded with strange light. Jeremy lifted his blinds. He lurched back, colliding with the attendant. The figure that he'd seen earlier, a dirt-faced woman holding a child, clutched at the window beside him. From all around them, Jeremy could see dozens of figures emerging from the fog.